Hey there, Star Wars fans, and welcome to Screen Rant. After over 40 years of Star Wars, the Skywalker saga has come to an end with the rise of Skywalker. Now, the film attempted to address and give answers for most of the story threads and plot holes left by the two previous films, but unfortunately, it didn't quite succeed. Now, there are still many unanswered questions, and one of those is what the heck happened to Luke's green lightsaber? Luke's blue lightsaber had an important place in the sequel trilogy as Rey was drawn to it in The Force Awakens, and it became her primary weapon for the rest of the movies. But outside of a brief flashback in The Last Jedi, none of those films ever showed what happened to Luke's green blade. But the novelization of The Last Jedi might actually have the answer, so let's figure it out. I'm Greg Elliott, and here's what we think happened to Luke's green lightsaber. Okay, quick recap. After losing Anakin's blue lightsaber in The Empire Strikes Back, Luke built his own green one, which he then used in Return of the Jedi. For years, many fans thought it had been lost on the second Death Star when Luke tossed it away after almost killing his dad and telling the Emperor that he'd never turn to the dark side. So, where did it go? He's never shown retrieving it, but you can clearly see it on his belt during the Ewok after party, and he's also shown with it in the canon Shattered Empire comic, which takes place right after the Battle of Endor, and yet it never made a proper appearance in any of the sequels. The only time the green lightsaber ever appeared is in the flashback sequence in The Last Jedi, where Luke, sensing the darkness in Ben, activates it out of instinct, which is when, of course, Ben wakes up and, thinking Luke's about to kill him, destroys the Jedi Temple. Some fans theorize that R2 might have recovered it and was keeping it in his storage compartment like he did in Return of the Jedi, but here's where The Last Jedi's novelization might actually give us an answer. The book has an epilogue set on Ahch-To, which is told from the perspective of a caretaker. We learn a bit more about them, like that it's their responsibility to help visitors in any way that they can, such as cooking or cleaning, and that Luke developed a good relationship with them, learning their language and participating in the Festival of Return, where the males of the Lanai species come back once a month after fishing to reunite with the females. And of course, by the end of The Last Jedi, Ahch-To has no more visitors left. Rey left on the Falcon with Chewie and R2, and Luke became one with the Force. So after that, the book says that the caretakers gathered Luke's belongings, including his star compass and his, quote, weapon, and stored them somewhere with other objects they've collected over generations. Now, it doesn't explicitly say that the weapon is the green lightsaber, but it's not out of the question to assume that it's now being kept by the caretakers, since The Rise of Skywalker didn't show or mention what happened to it. Unless Disney decides to address this topic in another book or some other media related to the Star Wars saga, for now the green lightsaber's location is just somewhere on Ahch-To. And spoiler alert here for the end of the film, since Rey now has her own yellow saber and Ben is dead, the green lightsaber might not ever be recovered by anyone at all. I wish we had more of a definitive answer for you, but for now, the green lightsaber might just continue to be one of the many mysteries the sequels didn't address on screen, along with how Maz Kanata got the blue one in the first place. You know that we'll let you know if it's ever cleared up definitively, so make sure to keep coming back to Screen Rant to stay in the Star Wars loop. I'm Greg Elliott, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.